rationally, the fact that that there's no reason for having a baby now. No, there's no point, nothing rationally, and just the. I mean, it's all rationally. It's all complication, but then an emotional part that just likes it a lot.
And why not?
I mean, I have the why not. I think because I'm too old. It's not the moment. It's not the relationship. How do I tell Tito? How do I organize my life, my work? If I don't know, I think it's not. I think it's not a rational choice.
But why should it be rational? Why does it have to be rational? You sound as though it has to be rational for you. Would that be fair?
No, because even Tito wasn't the rational choice. It was the best one I've ever.
So what would it take for you to give yourself permission to, if you like, be irrational here and go with the miracle of it?
Because I also thought in the end.
Listen, I'll answer the question. What would it take for you to stop being rational and to go with the miracle of it? Because I think it's nice. Because I like it a lot. Is there a perfect time to have a baby?
No, of course.
Nothing's ever perfect.
No.
No.
No. No, of course not.
Do you have the life skills to look after a child?
I think so.
Do you have the experience?
Yeah, I managed. I mean, now I don't know how, but yeah.
You certainly have the experience. You've done it with one child. You can do it with another. And it seems to me, the little I know of Tito, he's grown up to be a very loving boy. Intelligent, caring, empathic.
Yeah, he's.
So you haven't done that bad a job, have you?
No, with Tito, no. I'm actually probably in the moment I saw the moment I got this very high blood result, I went to the music spectacle of Tito, and was the prima media, but also the seconda e terza. So Tito is only in prima, and I was looking at these kids, and it was so beautiful. So I don't know. I thought they were marvelous, and yeah, it's weird because I tend to be now that my vision of the world very pessimistic and everything is bad. And then I thought, look at what a public school in Rome, where I look how nice are these guys and girls. And, yeah.
So what can I help you with in this session? What would you like from this session so that you can go to South Africa with and enjoy it?
First of all, I have a question, because I'm kind of tempted in this moment. Maybe it's too late. I don't know, and I will not know until I'm back, unless I have unless I bleed a lot. But I'm tempted to take this aspirin now and take that. For 2 weeks it's not going, even if, it's not something that is going to be bad for my health, but maybe give some more chances if it's not too late. And I spoke to my doctor about that.
And what did she say?
She said, then try. She said, take it, try. And I don't know if it's a stupid thing to do, or...
Do you think she would have told you if she thought it was not a good thing to do?
No.
She wouldn't have told you if it was not a good thing to do?
No, she would have told me.
So can you trust her saying, try it?
Yeah, she told me, I think considering what happened, there may be a bit higher risk of abortion, and maybe the thing you should do is just stay in bed. But if it's not, this is not what you want, and I mean, it's clearly not a choice that I would make now. She said, yeah, she said, then you have to try. And
so why did you want to ask me this question when you have a well-informed expert who said, try it?
Because it's not only the physical part of it, where I should say, okay, you can take 2 weeks of aspirinate and it's not going to change your life. And because I don't know if it's, I don't know, feels a bit crazy now being so attached to this idea.
Why is it so crazy? Why?
Maybe because I know the father for 1 month. I've been knowing it.
Who cares? It's happened in a one-night stand. You know, it doesn't take long.
No, exactly.
It doesn't.
I think it has to do a lot with the others too. I think it has a lot to do with the few people I told. They reacted all a bit like, of course, it's not, oh my God, this is not what you want, and like, good, it's gone. And I think it has to do a bit more with what, again, with what people would think. Even my doctor, the first day when I told her, and she said, I cannot, the decision is yours, I just can tell you what is better to do now and then. And she said, of course, now in this moment of life with your mother and all the work, and these are all true things. And
how do you feel, and not about miscarriage, because miscarriage we can't help, but how do you feel about abortion? What is your personal view on abortion?
No, my personal view, I'm definitely in favor. I come from a super left-wing family. I'm one of those who would fight for the right of it. Also because I think I hate the way people can portray abortion as a contraceptive method for women,
yes,
which is something I really hate. I think it's important to have the right to abortion. It's super important. It's a human right for me.
Yes.
But exactly because I don't think that there's a single woman on earth who does this easily.
No.
And it has to be a right, because there are millions of situations in which I think women have the right to do that.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I'm totally...
What about it for you? What about abortion for you? Because I have two very different things. I'm completely with you on it as an inalienable right for women. We have to be able to choose what goes on in our own body, because we are the ones who feed our babies for 9 months before they're born all of our emotions.
Yeah.
So it's a huge decision for us, and we need to be able to take it without interference from the state, from the church, or anyone else breathing down our shoulders. But for me, I've never had abortion. I've had miscarriages, but I would only have abortion if it were putting my life at risk, and then I'm not sure. I'm still not sure. So I have two different viewpoints. As a general right, absolutely don't touch it. It belongs to the woman.
Yeah.
But then for me, it belongs to me, but I'm not sure whether I would take it or not, no matter how ill I was, no matter how poorly my heart was, I don't know. But I can tell you this, that if I don't take anything for my heart when I'm well enough not to, I prefer to go without medicine. I prefer to use food as my medicine and activity as my medicine, because it works better for my body. But if the doctors told me to take my cardio aspirin when had told me, you know, when I was of an age to be pregnant, I would have taken it. If that would have protected my unborn child, I would have taken
it. Yeah,
I don't know how helpful that is for you, but I'm just showing you the complexity and the way we're not rational. And why should we be rational? It is not a rational thing. Love isn't rational.
No. No.
So why do we impose rationality on this? People who tell you that it's not the right time, that, you know, your mum.
Yeah, exactly.
They're arguments that don't hold water to the miracle of birth, I think, really. You know, they don't hold a candle to it. It has to be, I think, a purely emotional thing. Do I want to bring this new life into the world? Can I give it what I really want to give it?
And yeah, and you know, because when with Tito happened the same thing. It was totally unplanned, totally unexpected. The relationship was very new, and I was younger, and I was coming from Central African Republic, moving here for a while, then who knows where. And the weird thing is that I had never thought about kids. I was one of the group of friends with no long-term relationship, no sense of maternity and I was 31 when I got pregnant. And I thought, and immediately, I mean, like a stone, I told Leone, the father, I said, listen, I see I'm pregnant, tomorrow I'm going to the doctor, I don't want babies, I never thought about it. And I went to the doctor to get the echography, the blood test, and like in 24 hours, it was really I don't know, was with myself. I kind of saw a part of me that I had no clue it existed. It was the maternal part of me. And I thought, wow, it's the most beautiful thing ever. Who cares about Leone? Who knows if Leone is the right boy? I mean, who knows? But, and then after, for a long time, I must say, I had this thing that I would have liked to have another child. But of course, with Leone, we separated soon. And when Tito was still very, very small. And but still, yeah, the weird thing is that this time, I feel I have many more instruments. I feel like...
you do?
I think, okay, even if the relationship doesn't work, I know it can. I know how I can deal in a separate couple and both love the child. I think I think I have more instruments for. Even with work, I will never go back to work with a baby of 3 months, which I did because I felt very. I have the maternity need to work now. Probably take 1 year maternity leave and then just enjoy this, and I would be much less stressed about work. Probably, I mean, there are things that I think I will do different, and the fact is that while the first time I never thought I wanted a baby, I think this time this thing of the second child that I have, maybe 2-3 years ago, with myself, I had kind of abandoned. I stopped at him. I'm too old. Tito is grown up. I don't know. It was something that, but I think it's still there instead. I did not expect it was there. But yeah, and then of course I also have all these scenarios like maybe there are all possible handicaps. But this thing, then you check. I don't know. I still like.
Well, you know what? The latest research on Down syndrome is that women of a certain age are not more likely to get Down syndrome. All the research that showed, or supposedly showed, that we were more likely to have children with Down syndrome was founded on a false premise. So it's completely capovolta.
Yeah, and yeah. Anyway, I mean, then this is a different layer of thing, because also with Tito, I mean, you always have a risk that something doesn't.
And how old is Tito now?
Now is 11 and a half.
And has he ever talked to you about missing a brother or a sister, or possibly liking to have another one?
Not really, and I this is probably of all the possible scenarios and things I can think of, I'm very worried about Tito. I think but at the same time, I think he's old enough, and I don't.
How would you describe Tito? If you had to describe him to someone who'd never met him, what are his 3 strongest characteristics?
I mean, Tito is always, I would say, is a child who is always very like positive, relaxed, happy, generally.
Okay. So that's a great brother to bring a new baby to give a new baby, isn't it? That's a great older brother to give a new baby.
I think he is. So
what are the other 2 characters?
And then I would say he's cool. Tito is very cool. He's very.
What does that mean?
Easygoing. Is
okay.
And
another one.
And then. It's very sociable. Social.
Yeah, sociable. Okay. And I remember his Mother's Day letter to you, which was amazingly mature for a 10-year-old.
Mm.
And very tender and very good emotional intelligence in it.
Yeah.
So I would think that Tito wouldn't be a problem, actually. How is he with the cat?
He's nice. He doesn't care. Yeah, he's affectionate, but this is maybe also my fault because I tend to be the one who takes care of everything, including cleaning the lettiera. So he likes the cat. He likes the cuddling part, but then he doesn't take too much care.
It's okay. That's part of his age. But the fact that he likes to cuddle the cat means that he's physically affectionate.
Yeah.
So he would most probably like to cuddle a baby. He would, it wouldn't, my guess is it wouldn't be a problem for him. So your worries, I think, are more based on fear than reality.
My worry is mainly related to the fact that Tito and I have such a strong, I mean, it's really me and him, we are very, because, when never had Philippe was a presence at home, it's true. Now for many years, there's always been Tito and myself. But at the same time, there is this thing that I see more and more, and sometimes it scares me, and sometimes I find it beautiful that he's already grown up. I mean, I see he's not anymore a child, he's almost a boy now, and he starts going out with his friends, and yeah, I don't think he would be jealous in that sense. Well, maybe, he would a bit, probably, I don't know, but...
Well, you won't know until you ask him.
No.
And he might not even know. But if you include him in the process, I'm godmother to 3 children in the same family. They're not children anymore. The oldest has just become a mum, so, which is really, really exciting. I'd like to be a grand godmother or a great godmother. I don't know what you call it, but it would be wonderful because I'm her godmother. When they were growing up, their parents, Sarah and Per, he's half Swedish, always spoke to them about, what was in Mama's pancha.
Mm.
And so they always knew, and they were always really, really loving. I've never seen 3 siblings get on so well. And when Florence, the middle daughter, who was absolutely tiny, she would not go anywhere without Charles, who was actually bigger than her when she was 2 years old. He, as a baby, was bigger than her. He was a huge baby. Wow. And she wouldn't go anywhere without him. And she wanted to pick him up even before she could hold him. She was too small. And she wanted to leave home one day, and she said, "I'm taking Charles." And she was totally serious about him. She got the nappies, she got his milk, because he was being weaned off of milk at the time. Wasn't always taking Sarah's breast. So, she took everything, his clothes, everything. She was deadly, deadly serious. But they were each time a sibling was born, the elder sibling was absolutely, totally in love with it. And I put that down to the fact that the children were included. They were part of the birth process, the growing process in mummy's tummy. So they couldn't wait for the child to be born, and there was never, ever any rivalry. So I think the child's reaction to the birth of a new sibling depends on how included he feels or she feels in the growth of the new one. So, I mean, I think you sound as though if you're left to yourself, you're in love with what's happening inside of you. Yeah. And why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, I'm
why wouldn't you be? I mean, it's such an incredible miracle.
Yeah, it feels like that, and I don't know, yeah, I'm in a super good mood about that. Yeah.
So where do you want to go from here with this? You're in love with what's happening. It may or may not happen, but you're about to go on holiday with Tito. So what would be helpful to you in terms of what I can give you, what support I can give you?
I think, I mean, you are already giving me, I think for me, it's a bit of the clarity of mind on what I want, which is a big thing, because then, of course, there is still the fact that it may not happen, and I guess I have to be ready to deal with it, and I mean, already maybe too late, but I mean, I think I would like support on dealing with the not happen, but probably first with with the fact that probably this is what I want, and maybe it just makes sense to get this aspirina, acido folico, and take a bit more of care of myself in this moment, rather than running up and down the stairs saying, yeah, so it will not.
Absolutely. What's that more likely to do? What's your mindset, your negative mindset, more likely to create? What sort of outcome will it create? Will it help you save the baby, or will it create the opposite?
Yeah, it would create the opposite, I think.
So if you're in love with this tiny speck at the moment that's growing inside of you, doesn't it make sense then to do everything you can do to give it the best possible chance of survival?
Yeah, I guess so. I completely shifted. That's what I want in the end. Yeah, I completely shifted, because my attitude until yesterday was, I was even making jokes on the fact, so I would do the South African holidays on horses, so doing all the possible things that just exactly, because abortion, I knew it was, would be very, very hard, but nature, and considering my age and everything, and it's so common, even without, it's so common even without going horse riding.
Yes, but women are having babies right up to their mid-50s now. So yes, it's common, but it's becoming more common for women to have babies into their 50s.
Yeah.
So it is completely up to you. What do you want? And you're clear on what you want. So now you have to give it a chance.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't know I was clear. I thought what I wanted was that not to have to take a decision, was just not, and it's not what, I don't think it's what.
And let it sort itself out. But in not taking a decision, you've chosen. You've made a decision. You can't not make a decision. You can make it consciously or subconsciously. I will let it run its own course, or I want to give this the best chance possible. One is a conscious decision
Yeah.
where your actions then become coherent with your choice. And one is a form of fatalism. Oh, well, what happens, happens. And that does not help you have what you want, which sounds as though it is a second chance at having another baby.
Yeah.
So then the choice becomes, or the decision becomes, how do I tune or turn down the volume on the voices of my friends and the experts who say now is not the time, you've got your mum, you've got work, you're in a new relationship, you're too old, you've got this genetic mutation. And how do you turn up the volume on your voice that says, I want to give this the best chance possible? Because there is a big difference between understanding that it might not work. The chances are fairly high that it might not work.
Yeah.
Okay, that the baby, you may have a miscarriage, but you can affect to a certain extent the outcome of that.
Yeah, and
my refusal to admit that I was pregnant, because I was so afraid of what happened to my mama happening to me, caused me to miscarry. And it caused me to miscarry again and again and again. And the regret of that is almost bigger than losing the babies. The regret just.
And now that you say that, I even think that probably if I give it all the chances, if I try to give chance, then maybe if it doesn't happen, maybe it's easier also to accept.
Absolutely.
It was yesterday where I felt like I did not give any chance.
There you have your answer. You know what the result will be. You will feel better because you will know that you will have given it every chance. And if it didn't happen, it wasn't meant to be. You didn't interfere with that. So there's a way of making conscious decisions that allow events to do what they need to do what they're designed to do. But because you've made conscious decisions, if the worst takes place, then you will feel, I did my best.
Yeah.
I gave it a chance, and I feel good, and I can feel good about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess we work the same. I mean, probably the only thing which really worries me is Tito, and if I do my best in case I see it works, but I do my best in communicating this and
how would you feel about talking to Tito when you're in South Africa, when it's just you and him? How would you feel about that? Would you feel ready to do it, or not yet? Not before things are more certain one way or another?
I think I'd rather wait for things to be a bit more certain, because also I even today, I don't know if I'm being completely irrational and I just keep on hoping because there was little blood. Yesterday I was sure it was gone, and then I say maybe with this little blood is not gone because it can be something else.
And do you know why you went into that? Blood. Oh, it means I'm losing the baby. Do you know why you did that? Because you panicked. And when we're panicked, we can't think calmly. So we can't see the opposite side of the story, the other possibility. We can only see the worst case scenario. So when you're away with Tito on holiday, he may pick up on your worry. So what are you going to do so that he doesn't?
I think that if I do my best, and I try to take care of myself, and that I think I will be fine, and I'm happy to be on holiday with Tito, and yeah, then of course, if maybe, yeah, for sure, if it happens that there something happens there, well, yeah, it will be. But maybe with Tito present, I can also handle it a bit better. And
how would you feel if you took some minimum precautions just in case something happened while you were away? And if so, what would they be? Plan for the best, but be aware that the worst may happen.
Yeah, no, I think it's so early that I guess would be mainly a matter of bleeding and some pain. I don't think I would need in this short time to fare raschiamento.
No, neither do I.
Maybe late, then when I'm back, I need a check, and if necessary, it may be done after. I don't think will be something. So I think if I bring with me painkillers and tampons, okay. And
but
then
most of us will spontaneously have a miscarriage in the first 3 months, and we won't even know it. So that tells you that the fetus is expelled from our bodies quite naturally. But I am not an expert at this, so maybe it would be good for you to find out if anything happens while I'm away. Can I just be okay with that, or should I go get checked out? Is there anything I need to do if the worst happens while I'm away?
Yeah.
Because making a conscious decision, I want the best to happen. I want to give this the best chance possible, means that you can calmly prepare for the worst without being sucked into the rabbit hole of, oh, I'm going to lose it. No, I'm just preparing.
Yeah.
Just in case, because losing a baby, however you lose it, is a trauma. Especially when you know you've lost it, and even if you don't, the body knows. And even though I spent years with my body knowing, but me absolutely refusing to go anywhere near it, I couldn't deal with it. And then when I did deal with it, for a year, I wasn't me. I couldn't cope because I was in such grief that I couldn't cope. So I think just preparing for what might happen, the worst that might happen, will also, again, coming back to, if I know I've done my best, then if it does happen, it will be easier for me to cope with. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I want to be prepared for things that may happen. I hope they don't, but they may, because if they do, they'll be easier to cope with. And if they don't, I'll be able to tick it off as one step closer to the goal.
No, it's true. The first week I will be in this park, will be a bit, but then the second week I'm in Cape Town, where there is also this very good friend of mine, Kyle, who is the one who is also involved in this thing, and that today started saying, no, maybe after what happened yesterday, now maybe you need to do a raschiamento, you need to do this and that. And this is one of those a bit pushing, but at least it's there. I know. It told me in case you need to do blood test here or stuff here, it's easy. We have all the.
Okay. So how are you going to manage his panic and his anxiety?
No, I think. I think the moment in which I tell him, I think I made my decision. He would not.
Good. Okay. All right. Very good. That's good.
Yeah, I think so.
So have you made your decision?
Yeah, I think so. Now I have to communicate. I guess I should also communicate to Nicola. but yeah, I mean, yeah, I think he has been there. Yes, he spent the night with me in the end, and
when?
Last night, because he was also at the divisional retreat, and initially was very difficult because since it's very recent, this thing, and we were not much friends before, so when we are with the colleagues, we like kind of avoid each other. I don't know. It's
yes.
And of course, in this situation was a bit weird, but okay. And then when he yesterday, I just passed by him immediately after, when in that like 10 minutes of total rationality in which I was saying that to everyone, to the few people knew, I told him, you know, I started my period, so it's gone. And I told him, and he said, I said, yeah, it's, I guess he had a bit of mixed feeling, but of course he felt relieved too. And I did not, I don't know, because with him, the discussion was quite about...
You were giving me a lot of words, but I don't know what you're saying. So how did you feel when...
And I felt very... the moment in which I felt like angry at him, because it was not much because of the fact that I saw him partially relieved, which I understand actually, but on the fact that he was like so worried about colleagues that he wouldn't stay with me in the moment in which I was feeling so bad.
Okay.
But in the end, he came and stayed.
Okay.
And he was... I mean, he kept on telling me, it's normal, what happens to you. I know you have said, it's normal, you have said, even if you were saying that's what you wanted, it's, of course, you have said. He was nice to me and understanding. And then today we did not speak again, but not much. I mean, at the point he told me, I'm afraid that now with the col lutto, you also get the distance comes. And it's true that part of me yesterday was also distant, and I told him, no, I don't want that, I'm sad enough. And he sent me a message and he said, this will be sad. And I said, no, I'm sad, I don't want this to happen, I'm sad enough. And then just before leaving, because I left earlier in the end, just before leaving, I told him, listen, and because this morning I had the worst nausea so far. And I thought it was part of the body reaction, but it was very weird to have that stronger. And he said, maybe you're still pregnant. And I said, oh, I don't know. And then I told him, just before leaving, I told me, I did not have any drop of blood. And this is where we ended.
There are a lot of trains going by, so I can't.
And I guess I want to tell him that I thought about it, and if there is still a chance, I want to give it a chance.
So what's going to happen when you're away? Because now you're going to be more emotional, aren't you? Your hormones will start to change. So how will you turn the volume down on those voices who tell you it's not the right time, you're too old, you could get a disabled child, blah, blah, blah.
And also it's not the right person and all these things, and maybe that, I don't know.
You need a fallback position to protect you, to give you and the fetus the best possible chance. Okay. So think about who you will call.
Okay.
Who do you know that will put aside their personal opinions and be there for you?
Yeah, that's true. That is important. Yeah, and also I also want. I tried. I have moments of ups and downs, but so far I'm trying also with Nicola not to destroy. I think. And it's easy. I mean, in this situation in particular, it's so easy to to criticize whatever he does. It's not good enough. It's not what I want. And I'm trying not to. I'm trying as much as I can to tell him what I want. Yesterday he told me I would like, can you come to my room? Can you stay there? And then he did. But I guess, it's important not to, it's important the people I talk to, and it's also important that I don't get in my rabbit hole of thoughts. That in the end, they also relate a lot to the others, to what colleagues will say, what Tito will say, what whoever.
Well, that's normal. Given your particular set of experiences, it's normal. But the thing is, the brain is like a garden. We can cultivate weeds or we can cultivate flowers. The flowers are the self-supporting thoughts. The weeds are the self-sabotaging ones. And we're going to, if we want to have any chance of having a life that is satisfying, is rewarding, is enriching, enhancing, we need to weed out those self-sabotaging thoughts. We need to be able to stop them and say, no, I don't want to have this thought. What's a thought that I do want? What can I replace this thought that is driving me down that rabbit hole with? What can I replace it with? What will help me feel better about myself? So you need to understand and accept, and I think you do now, that it's not a surprise that you have a heavy bias towards your negative thoughts. We all have everyone's brain has a negative bias, but you have a particularly heavy one, which you seem now to be able to manage better. So it's not as heavy as it was when we first started working together, because I can help you come out of the negative rabbit hole, and you can do it for yourself very well at times now. So it is getting better. But at a time when your hormones are being really affected by the needs of the fetus, then you need to prepare yourself for who is someone I can talk to, pick up the phone and talk to when I need it, so I don't stay in the negative bias. So you accept the bias, but that doesn't mean to say you let it do what it wants. Oh, no. Because if the bias has its way, it will create such an acid environment for the fetus that the fetus will has no choice but to leave. Which is what happened to me. Fetuses can't survive in acid environments. And when we're afraid and stressed, the amniotic fluid becomes acid. So accept your negative bias, but do something about it. Acceptance doesn't mean just go with it, let it do what it wants. It means I realize that I have one, and it also adds in the responsibility, but of what do I want to do with this, because I know I have one. And now is not the time to give it room space.
No. Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, it's...
So this is what I'm saying when I say to you, prepare for the worst that might happen, because it's giving you the best chance of having the best outcome happen. Because it calms you down, and when we're calm, we're not stressed. We're more able to see the reality of the situation. When we're stressed, we only see the worst, and you don't want to give your negative bias any more power than it already has. Not at this time.
No.
Okay, so this is something that you can be very proactive with. What do I need to do? Do I need to go and phone the doctor and say, look, I've decided that I want this. Do you recommend me taking the aspirin or not? Is there anything else I should do? prepare for before I go to South Africa.
Mm.
I am hoping for the best, but I'm obviously planning.
Yeah. No, sure. I mean, it's weird because between last night, between this morning and this late, lunchtime, I changed and I started to think.
Of course, that's perfectly natural.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling now about this little life?
Yeah, no, about the little life and the hope around it. Well, and at least I have clarity on what I want.
So what are the big takeaways from this session? What are you going to take away from this session and act on?
First of all, in recognizing what I want with myself and the few people I want to talk about it now. There are still few I don't want to, but
okay.
Recognize it also because I think it's fair for the others and gives the other also, may stop some of the negative attitudes. And with Nicola, I think it's fair and maybe, it's also makes sense.
And it also helps you get the best outcome, because if they stop being negative, you're not being fed their anxiety and their negativity. So you're actually doing something to stop a negative that gives you a greater chance of a positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so this for sure, the understanding and communicating what I want in this moment, what I would like, and also the be very careful in people I talk to and kind of thoughts I have, and try to focus on the positive people, and positive people who are close to me, and thoughts that are not, that do not destroy. Yeah, I think mainly this, and try to do my best.
And enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your time with Tito. Enjoy your time off from work. South Africa is geographically a very beautiful country. Stunning.
Yeah.
My first really big partner was from South Africa.
Okay. No,
he was the first, not really important one, but he was the first one that I had really as an adult, not, first love, when you're in, well, for me, it was when I was 19 and 20, my first love. But this one came at the age of 25.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
So I was a bit more mature. I'd had a bit more life experience. I'd been through some intense and very loving relationships, but so he was very important. He was South African, lovely guy, very gentle, very soft, very sweet, very talented. He was an artist. Okay, so when are you getting the plane?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. So are you working tomorrow, or are you at home?
Oh, I'm working. Yeah. But as usual, I have millions of things to do between now and tomorrow. But I decided I'll try to prioritize, like packaging and Tito's school and things, and what I can do for work tomorrow. In any case, I bring my laptop, because then, I have 1 week is full holiday. The second week, I'm in this conference in Cape Town where I have to speak. And so I have also some work to do, but I think it's nice. I can take it easily. I have this friend there, and Tito, I'm sure he will be happy and enjoy. So, yeah. Take it easy. Also there, in case I did not manage to send all the emails, I will do in the next days.
So are you technically only having 1 week's holiday?
Technically, it's a bit more, because I leave Friday night. I'm on vacation until the following Monday, so it's already 9 days. And then Monday, the conference will be from Monday to Thursday, but I speak on Tuesday. So Monday it's more, I will follow some event. I don't even know the calendar well. Tuesday, yeah, will be a bit tough. I have 2 panels. Wednesday, I think I have a meeting. I mean, I will have some side meetings, but nothing too stressful. And I was thinking Thursday to maybe not even go and just go around in Cape Town. And then Friday, we are still there in Cape Town, but on vacation, and we fly back on Saturday.
So really, you're in Cape Town for 2 weeks, of which 2 days are taken up with work.
No, actually, we go to Johannesburg and Kruger Park.
Okay, yes.
Then we go to Cape Town from Saturday to Saturday. And
you're in South Africa for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which only 2 days are taken up with work.
Maybe 3 really taken. I will have to prepare a bit, but...
Okay, so then that informs how much extra work you do, doesn't it? Because if your holiday is 2 weeks minus 3 days, let's say, for work, then you should not be doing any work while you're on holiday.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You should limit your work to the days when you're actually working and the company is paying you for those days. Okay, so remember, you've got a little soul growing inside you at the moment, and he or she needs all of your support.
Yeah, I hope he or she is still there. Yeah.
Well, so do I for you. So do I for you. Yeah. But whatever happens, if you give this possibility your full attention and you do the very best you can, I am sure that whatever else happens, you will always know that you've done the best. What is difficult for me is I know that I ignored. I was too afraid and I ignored it. So the grief was unbearable. And I'm not suggesting for a moment that it will be like that with you, but I wouldn't want anybody to go through knowing what I knew that I was doing. And I knew I was doing it for a very good reason. I'm a psychologist. I know all about my complex trauma, and I know why I didn't have a choice, but nonetheless, it wasn't fun. It was appalling.
Okay.
So give whatever is happening inside of you the very best chance, either to grow or for your wound to recover and for you to recover and your hormones to recover and your body to recover. It doesn't matter. This time is for you. I don't think it's any coincidence that you found yourself believing that you were pregnant just before you went on holiday. This time is for you. So don't let work take over simply because, oh, well, I've got some time. It's your time. This is your time. Okay. Does that make sense?
A lot, yeah.
Okay. Do you feel you can do that?
Yeah, I think I can try, definitely.
Good. Well, trying is all you can do. But you know, when you try, do you give it your best try?
Yeah. Because
you won't get holiday time back.
No, I know.
You won't say, oh, can I do this again, please, because I can do it better.
No, that's true.
All right. Okay. I'm here if you need me, but I personally hope that you don't.
Yeah, I cannot guarantee, but thanks a lot for, I mean, yeah, these both days were, yeah, this week, I mean, has been highly intense.
Yes, of course, of course. All right, my love. Well, take care of yourself and stay in the positive as much as you can. All right, but take the steps you know you need to take to protect yourself.
Okay.
If the need arises.
I will.
Okay. All right. Big hug.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to stop the recording. Okay.